Please be seated. Please turn in your liturgy books to page 2. We will begin with the Gata of Atonement. Gata of Atonement. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me since of old on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me since of old on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all. Nikaya 3 Refuges. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. I take refuge in Buddha. I take refuge in Buddha. I take refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Sangha. The 5 remembrances. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. This precious human life, rarely encountered, is easily lost. Now that I have life and opportunity, may I practice the Dharma wholeheartedly. Mahayana Refuge. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. Invocation of the lineage. I give thanks for the guidance of my teachers, for the lineage of teachers before them. I give thanks and offerings for their devoted practice of generosity, moral discipline, patience, joyful effort, concentration, wisdom, skillful means, unshakable vow, spiritual powers, and awakened awareness for my benefit. May their years of life be lengthened, and may their vows be completely realized. May I cultivate these perfections with their guidance. 7 practices of the Bodhisattva. I bow down in body, speech, and mind. I offer the best I have to give, both real and imagined, to fill the space between us. I regret and purify all transgressions. I rejoice in all virtues. I request you to remain until total enlightenment. I request wise and compassionate guidance. I dedicate my merit for the sake of all beings. Generating love and compassion. May all sentient beings be free from clinging and hatred. Being close to some and distant from others, how wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from clinging and hatred. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them happiness and the causes of happiness. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from suffering and the causes of suffering. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings have the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from clinging, hatred, jealousy, miserliness, doubt, pride, wrong view, ignorance, and dualistic thoughts. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them to this state. Bless me to accomplish this. Please take the extra sheet of paper that you found in your liturgy book, and you will do today's reading, the Buka Zazengi. We will do section 1 only, and if you do not find yourself with a sheet, please look upon the sheet of your neighbor. The way is originally perfect and all-pervading. How could it be contingent on practice and realization? The true vehicle is self-sufficient. What need is there for special effort? Indeed, the whole body is free from dust. Who could believe in a means to brush it clean? It is never apart from this very place. What is the use of traveling around to practice? And yet, if there is a hair's breadth deviation, it is like the gap between heaven and earth. If a trace of disagreement arises, the mind is lost in confusion. Suppose you are confident in your understanding and rich in enlightenment, gaining the wisdom that knows at a glance, attaining the way and clarifying the mind, arousing an aspiration to reach for the heavens. You are playing in the entranceway, but you are still short of the vital path of emancipation. Consider the Buddha. Although he was wise at birth, the traces of his 6 years of upright sitting can yet be seen. As for Bodhidharma, although he had received the mind seal, his 9 years of facing a wall is celebrated still. If even the ancient sages were like this, how can we today dispense with wholehearted practice? Therefore, put aside the intellectual practice of investigating words and chasing phrases, and learn to take the backward step that turns the light and shines it inward. Body and mind of themselves will drop away, and your original face will manifest. If you want to attain suchness, practice suchness immediately. Put aside all involvements and suspend all affairs. Do not think good or bad. Do not judge true or false. Give up the operations of mind, intellect, and consciousness. Stop measuring with thoughts, ideas, and views. Have no designs on becoming a Buddha. How could that be limited to sitting or lying down? Think of not thinking. Not thinking, what kind of thinking is that? Beyond thinking. This is the essential art of Zazen. Zazen is not meditation or practice. It is simply the Dharma gate of joyful ease, the practice realization of totally culminated enlightenment. It is the koan realized. Traps and snares can never reach it. If you grasp the point, you are like a dragon gaining the water, like a tiger taking to the mountains. For you must know the true Dharma appears of itself, so that from the start, dullness and distraction are struck aside.
And now that the trail side has heard the recitation, you may repeat it back.
Please prepare for a very brief period of zazen.
Thank you, everybody. If you would, you can stand up and stretch for a second and turn and orient this way. Oh, and then have your seat again. Kaishin, could I get the drink of water, please? Thank you. Thank you. And whoever's got the AV phone at this point, make sure the overheads are off. Got it. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. This is not going to be a formal Dharma talk or a Te show, simply some orienting comments to what's happening. We just completed an intensive retreat called Sesshin, and I have to say it was a really very deep, very profound, and very encouraging experience. And many participants confronted serious and very real barriers, the kinds of barriers that we spend much of our lifetimes trying to avoid and pretend that don't exist. And one of the things that happens in retreat is we begin gradually to trust ourselves enough to let go of the weapons, to take off the armor, to take off the mask, and at least tolerate ourselves naked as we actually are. Eventually, we learn to trust ourselves and others. It's a process, though. We have a lifetime, at least one lifetime of conditioning and habit patterns built up. Now, the wisdom of the tradition gives us many ways to confront these obstacles to our innate perfection and inner freedom. And one of the most important ones is an intelligence around season, recognizing and understanding that there are seasons to things. There are times for things. There's a natural energetic flow, sometimes yin, sometimes yang, sometimes before, sometimes after. And Ango, the season of training which we are now beginning, is very much one such season. Traditionally said, Ango is a time to turn up the heat on your practice. It's a time to dig in. As nature begins to turn itself inward, to let go of the great unfolding of spring and the doings of summer, so too do we now turn our attention inward and begin to focus on the interior life of our true selves. So I'd invite all of us to do a little sort of examination of conscience. Whatever your level of engagement in Dharma practice has been, and it has not been a summer of coasting, I know that. Seems to always be the case, but this summer, I think historically more than ever, we have done some serious lifting this summer. If you think back to the, I'll get lost if I try to recite all the things. I'll fall off the damn chair. But we did the grand opening, we had ordinations, we just had so much happen this summer, and yet, the doings are largely done. Now it's the inner doing. It's not the great movement of the grand opening celebration and the energy of that, which was delicious. Now comes the days of stillness, of settling in, calming yourself, and actually tending to the great matter of the heart, of the body, of the mind, of awakening. So consider how it is that you have been engaging in the Dharma and how you might add another plate to the stack. All right, we grow by increasing demand. And so this is a time when we as a community choose in what way seems appropriate for you. How will you step it up a notch? Maybe two. After all, time continues to pass swiftly, as our evening Gatha reminds us, and is not a joke. This is not a game. This is not a rehearsal for your real life. You're in it. And the play is unfolding right now. What is that play? Who are you? Who are the players? What the hell is happening here, really? You can resolve this matter. You can, but it requires each of us to step up and do the practice, do the work, engage. Now, if you'd like some coaching on how that might look for you, given your life circumstance, any of these black robe folks here, if you would raise a hand quickly, they can offer ample advice how to mess this all up. So please connect freely and take all advice with a few grains of salt, but take the advice. Keep your own eyes open, make your own decisions, but listen to what these good folks have to say. Now, often in Ango, although we've only been able to pull it off once with Reverend Shokai, there's a hope that we shall be able to acknowledge a new disciple. Discipleship requires a level of true Dharma eye-opening that is verified within our Hakuin koan tradition. And unfortunately, at this time, still, there are none who are cooked enough to undergo such trials. Probably good for you. So this being the case, although this will not always be the case, but this Ango, it is the case. And so I will stand in as the head practitioner for this Ango. And the theme that we have, and therefore I shall run the Dharma combat at the Ango's conclusion. So get ready now. The theme of the Ango is quite simple. Sensei and I have been working very diligently, not even just recently, but for quite some time, to bring clear Mahayana Buddhist understanding into what we do. In Zen training in its indigenous setting, all the folks would know this stuff. Buddhism is just part of the air they breathe in the culture they're lucky enough to be in for a while. For most of us folks here, it's kind of a new thing. And so what was begun so handsomely in the teaching retreat this summer will be continued. The Ango is always in a 90-day frame, conveniently enough, 3 cycles of the moon. And so we shall have the first cycle focus on the 7 practices of the Bodhisattva, which we read today. We shall encounter and investigate this deeply. The second cycle, we shall consider deeply generating love and compassion. What is that beyond just reading some nice words and kind thoughts and prayers? What actually is going on with this? What could be happening with the generation of love and compassion? And then finally, the last month of Ango, we shall dedicate to thoroughly deep diving into the meaning and practice of the Heart Sutra, that great text of prajna wisdom which everything winds itself around in our tradition. So, 7 practices of the Bodhisattva, generating love and compassion, and the Heart Sutra. It should be a fairly familiar meal to those who partake in the daily liturgy. If you haven't yet, that's a great way to start stepping up for Ango. Get a hold of a copy of that liturgy and make it a part of your daily mind training to run it through. I won't take time here to list all the many activities, but they are legion. There are tons of ways, both here in person and distance folks can plug into the support that this incredible Sangha offers to connect, to dig in, and to realize more of your practice. Ango has always begun with the creating of a scroll. Hopefully the chief disciple gets to do this. In this case, it'll be myself. And what you'll see is we'll begin with a very specific chant, the Shosaimyo Kichijo Dharani, which you got an unfair advantage in getting to see it a little bit beforehand. I guess that's okay. But this is Dharani, which is, frankly put, it's a magical, Buddhist magical working that has to do with eliminating obstacles and enabling breakthrough. Search not for meaning in the sounds that you're about to recite. The sounds themselves are the complete meaning beyond any meaning. Don't worry about meaning. just become the sounds. The sound themselves do the work. So as the Shosaimyo is unfolding, we generate this capacity, this power to break through obstacles for the practice, not just for ourselves, but for all of those connected to our way in engaging in this Ango, locally and not present, or in distance, present virtually or not. All of us are being cared for with this effort. During that time, I'll have to take some of this, get it safely out of the way of the ink, and we'll put the table out here, and there'll be a scroll, and I'll make a nice Enzo and sign it. And then, much in the pattern you see in the back of the Zendo now, we shall make a fall 2020 Ango scroll, which will take the place of the spring Ango scroll. And when the time comes, each roll will come up. You'll have an opportunity to sign the scroll yourself, to ring the bell, to let the universe know this is happening, and the universe will hear you and respond. And then the chant will conclude and we'll do our recessional. Okay, everybody, so consider how you've been engaging, consider how you can step it up, and let's do this together. Believe me, the world needs it. Let's do it.
Okay, please rise and turn in your booklet to page 6, where we rehearsed our chant earlier. And we will repeat this chant until all have signed and are back in their places, and then we will go through it fully one last time. Shosaimyo kichijo darani no sanmanda motona oharachi kotosha sonona doji to en gyaki unu shifura hara shifura Shifura, Chishuri, Sohaja, Senchi, Yashiri, Somoko, Nomo, Sanmanda, Motonan, Oharachi, Kotosha, Sononan, Toji, Toen, Shifura, Chishusa, Chishuri, Sohaja, Jirashi, Nomo, Sanmanda, Motonan, Oharachi, Kotosha, Sononan, Doji, Toen, Shifura, Hara Shifura, Chishusa, Chishuri, Sohaja, Senchi, Yashiri, Somoko, Nomo, Sanmanda, Motonan, Oharachi, Kotosha, Sononan, Toji, Chishusa, Sanmanda Motonan Oharachi Kodosha Sononan Toji Toen Yaki Unu Shifura Hara Shifura Chishusa Chishuri Sohaja Senchi Kya Shirie Somoko Nomo Sanmanda Motonan Oharachi Kodosha Zononan Toji Toen Yaki Unun Shifura Hara Shifura Chishusa Chishuri Sohaja Senchi Kya Shirie Somoko Nomo Sanmanda Motonan Oharachi Kodosha Sononan Toji Toen Yaki Unun Shifura Hara Shifura Chishusa Chishuri Sohaja Senchi Kya Shirie Somoko Nomo Sanmanda Motonan Oharachi Kodosha Sononan Toji Toen Yaki Unun Shifura Hara Shifura Chishusa Chishuri Sohaja Senchi Kya Shirie Somoko Nomo Sanmanda Motonan Oharachi Kodosha Sononan Toji Toen Yaki Unun Shifura Hara Shifura Chishusa Chishuri Sohaja Senchi Kya Shirie Somoko Nomo Sanmanda Motonan Oharachi Kodosha Sononan Toji Toen Yaki Unun Shifura Hara Shifura Chishusa Chishuri Sohaja Senchi Kya Shirie Somoko Nomo Sanmanda Motonan Oharachi Kodosha Sononan Toji Toen Yaki Unun Shifura Hara Shifura Chishusa Chishuri Sohaja Senchi Kya Shirie Somoko Nomo Sanmanda Motonan Oharachi Kodosha Sononan Toji Toen Yaki Unun Shifura Hara Shifura Chishusa Chishuri Sohaja Senchi Kya Shirie Somoko Nomo Sanmanda Motonan Oharachi Kodosha Sononan Toji chi shu sa, chi shu ri, soha ja, sen chi gya, shiri e, somo ko, no mo san man da, moto nan, ohara, chi koto sha, sono nan, toji to en, gya, ki, un, shibura, hara, chishu sa, chishuri, soha ja, sen chi ya, shiri e, somo ko, no mo san man da, moto nan, ohara, chi koto sha, sono nan, tuji to en, gya, ki, un, shibura, hara, chishu sa, chishuri, soha ja, sen chi ya, shiri e, somo ko, no mo san man da, moto nan, ohara, chi koto sha, sono nan, toji to en, gya, ki, un, shibura, hara, chishu sa, chishuri, soha ja, sen chi ya, shiri e, somo ko, no mo san man da, moto nan, ohara, chi koto sha, sono nan, toji to en, gya, ki, un, shibura, hara, chishu sa, chishuri, soha ja, sen chi ya, shiri e, somo ko, no mo san man da, moto nan, ohara, chi koto sha, sono nan, toji to en, gya, ki, un, shibura, hara, chishu sa, chishuri, soha ja, sen chi ya, shiri e, somo ko, no mo san man da, moto nan, ohara, chi koto sha, sono nan, toji to en, gya, ki, un, shibura, hara, chishu sa, chishuri, soha ja, sen chi ya, shiri e, somo ko, no mo san man da, moto nan, ohara, chi koto sha, sono nan, toji to en, gya, ki, un, shibura, hara, chishu sa, chishuri, soha ja, sen chi ya, shiri e, somo ko, no mo san man da, moto nan, ohara, chi koto sha, sono nan, toji to en, gya, ki, un, shibura, hara, chishu sa, chishuri, soha ja, sen chi ya, shiri e, somo ko, no mo san man da, moto nan, ohara, chi koto sha sono nan toji toen gyaki un shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi ya shirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan ohara chi kotosha sononan toji toen yaki un shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi ya shirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan ohara chi kotosha sononan toji toen yaki un shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi ya shirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan ohara chi kotosha sononan toji toen yaki un shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi ya shirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan ohara chi kotosha sononan toji toen yaki un shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi ya shirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan ohara chi kotosha sononan toji toen yaki un shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi ya shirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan ohara chi kotosha sononan toji toen yaki un shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi ya shirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan ohara chi kotosha sononan toji toen yaki un shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi ya shirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan ohara chi kotosha sononan toji toen yaki un shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi ya shiri somoko nomo sanmanda motonan oharachi kotosha sononan toji toen gyaki unu shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi gyashirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan oharachi kotosha sononan toji toen gyaki unun shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi gyashirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan oharachi kotosha sononan toji toen gyaki unun shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi gyashirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan oharachi kotosha sononan toji toen gyaki unu shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi gyashirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan oharachi kotosha sononan toji toen gyaki unun shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi gyashirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan oharachi kotosha sononan toji toen gyaki unun shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi gyashirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan oharachi kotosha sononan toji toen gyaki unun shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi gyashirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan oharachi kotosha sononan toji toen gyaki unun shifura hara shifura chishusa chishuri sohaja senchi gyashirie somoko nomo sanmanda motonan oharachi kotosha sononan toji toen gyaki unun shifura hara Shifura, Chishusa, Chishusa, Chishuri, Chishuri, Sohaja, Sohaja, Senchi, Shiri, Soko. Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. Birds and trees and stars and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We recite our Gatha and our Sutra for the many beings of the world and dedicate our practice in grateful thanks to all our many guides along the way. We especially dedicate these merits to the strength and sound practice of the great Heartland Zen Buddhist Temple of Toledo, the Mahasangha throughout the world, and Bodhisattvas in all lands. May our practice bring to all beings happiness and the causes of happiness. And may we live in perfect peace with Buddha Dharma, and may we realize the Buddha way together.
So before I begin the recessional, I'd like to encourage everybody to stay and get a red thread. You may notice that this red thread is a feature in the Abbot's whisk. Doan Sensei has it on hers also. It represents the bloodline of the lineage. For those who receive the precepts, you see the same bloodline represented on your Jukai documents. In every Ango, we have Kuan Yin. She has all those red threads. See that she's been holding them for you? So you can take a special red thread by one of the ordained clergy here. They'll give you a special blessing and empowerment. And all the Sangha has this blessing together. So as we disperse from this wonderful place into whatever parts of the world our karmic unfoldings take us to, we bring the blessings of her and the practice and our Sangha with us into that space. Please stay and receive them.
Thank you, everyone, for coming to our service. Service is ended. We're going to have food. Shinyu, could you get the staff? He wants to get rid of it. So we're going to have food, so please partake of that. And of course, the novices and the priests will be up front doing the blessed threads immediately afterwards. I think there were a couple of announcements regarding Sangha circles and such. Maybe other stuff.
Let's do Sangha circles first.
Who's doing that?
Hi, my name is Kensei. One of the features of Ango is Sangha circles, and they're a lot of fun, and it's a really good way to strengthen friendships, make new friendships in the Sangha, and they need to be signed up for very soon. Like today would be so fabulous, this afternoon even, maybe on your phone while we're having snacks. If you need help to get signed up or you just want to, like, I can help you get into a group, just see me after the service. And I hope you all can do that. It'll be fun. So, yes. Where can we find the sign up? Oh, good question, Bucho. You can find the signed up on our Facebook page. It's on there. If you're a member, you should have received an email. And if you want me to text it to you or point you in the right direction, I can do that too. Thank you.
We're going to try to keep announcements real short today. If there's any other urgent ones, you can make them. All right, one more urgent one, and then we'll all get to food and red threads. As tucked into our Ango, we are having next Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. what we're calling a Sangha Visioning workshop. This is for Sangha members, and for a long time, our dream of the future had been about getting into a building that met our needs. Here we are. So what's our next dream? What does the Sangha look like in 20, 30, 40, 50 years? We have a structured activity day to get input and ideas from all of the Sangha. We need you to sign up in advance so that the facilitators can make groups and things like that. The sign-up's been sent to you in email. You can contact me to get it resent if you need it. So please sign up. Please be here next Saturday, 2 to 5 p.m. Urgent announcement?
Kind of urgent. Food. More food stuff. Tomorrow is the dinner outing for the Sangha at Little Asia, which is just up the road, and it's kind of humble outside, but they have really good food. We meet at 6 p.m., so if you would like to go to that, you would be more than welcome. You don't have to be a member, but yeah. So anyway, and next Sunday is the potluck. So I will put out a sign up on the Facebook page. Maybe we can send something out in email as well. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, people can sign up for the potluck so we can have it a little coordinated. That's all I can think of for the moment. Thank you.
Thank you. So please come and get your red thread before you go to get food. Please restore the Zendo.